The Christchurch shooter's specific part of the internet that he came from was a message board called 8chan, and specifically a chunk of 8chan called /poll. Now, 8chan is one of the 5,000 or so largest websites on the internet, so it's quite popular. And I would describe 8chan and other similar sites as almost a 24-hour-a-day Klan or neo-Nazi rally, where every now and then someone will leave in order to commit a violent attack. And so people talk about this shooter being a lone wolf, the Christchurch shooter, and I don't think that's accurate. I think it's more accurate to look at him as part of a transnational fascist movement that is radicalizing people all over the world. The shooter posted links to his manifesto, as well as an announcement that he was going to be carrying out an attack, and a link to his Facebook page where he was live streaming video of himself en route driving to the mosque where he carried out his attack. And the initial responses before the shooting started were excitement and some amount of disbelief that anything would actually happen. And then as he began to kill people, I would describe the result of the other users on 8chan /poll board as riotous glee. They were incredibly happy, incredibly excited to be witnessing so many people being killed, so many Muslims being killed. They began pouring through his manifesto for the in-jokes that he had left in there for them, for members of their community, references to memes that were popular within that community. There was a great deal of celebration over his actions. And within an hour or so of him beginning his attack, there was rampant speculation about who would carry out the next attack and about where in the world it would be. He took great care to construct both his manifesto, the post that he started on 8chan's poll board, and the killing itself and the things he said in the video of the killing itself. One good example of the things that he included in his manifesto and in the things he wrote on his weapons to target a very specific internet audience, the users of 8chan's poll board, were references to the Remove Kebab meme. Now, Remove Kebab is a comedic music video created by Serbian nationalists to celebrate one of the war criminals of the Bosnian genocide. And it sort of went viral on 4chan and on 8chan as a meme generally referencing their desire to remove Muslims from Western civilizations, from Western countries. And so Remove Kebab could be seen as essentially saying we should kill Muslims. And not only were there references to Remove Kebab in the shooter's manifesto, but he wrote Remove Kebab on his rifle, the rifle that he used to kill so many Muslims. And in 8chan's poll board, in the minutes after he started shooting, people picked this out and were celebrating his inclusion of the meme. They thought it was hilarious. It made it more engaging to them. It made them connect to it more, because that was his goal. His goal was to signal to these people, to these members of this niche internet community that he spent so much of his time, that radicalized him. His goal was to signal to them, I'm one of you and I'm doing this for us. While this shooter carried out his attack on his own, he was the exact opposite of a lone wolf. And in every way that matters, he was a member of an international terrorist organization. Unlike the organizations we're more used to fighting, like ISIS and Al-Qaeda, it was not an organization with a single head. It's not an organization with a single funding stream, and that makes it much more difficult to fight. But he was very much not a lone wolf. He was part of a larger group of people. They cheered him on. He was influenced by other people. He was inspired by other people. And he was directly carrying out his attack to inspire similar violence in other members of his community. And I suspect before very long, he will be successful in that goal. The Christchurch shooter should absolutely not have fallen under the radar. And the fact that he did is evidence of a massive failing in global counterterrorism strategies. If right-wing terrorism was treated the same way we've been treating Islamic terrorism for years now, this could have been stopped at an earlier point. There have been other attacks that have been directly connected to 8chan's poll board. There have been other attacks announced there. If global law enforcement had been monitoring that board and watching when this person began his attack and posted his video, he was driving to the site of the attack for something like 6 minutes before he began shooting. You could clearly hear over the audio of his video the GPS directions telling anyone listening where he was going. If law enforcement from the United States or from Great Britain had been, dealing with this the way they deal with Islamic terror, which is where they communicate with one another, someone could have reached out to law enforcement in New Zealand and warned them about what was going to happen. That is evidence of a great failing in international law enforcement to grasp the seriousness of this threat.